Welcome to our porch.
Welcome back to my channel. I'm Julie, keeper of my home. If you can remember on Friday's video, this is where we left off, painting the floor. Well, the floor is now painted, as you can see, and now is the time to decorate and get this porch looking more like my summer porch. My husband is helping me put our rug down. This is a rug that we use each year. I love this area rug, and although it doesn't really match the floor that well, it did match the first floor that we had painted on here, but we've painted a couple of times since, and the rug is still in good condition, so there's no point in buying a new one just because the color doesn't match. It still functions. So as you can see, I have a little helper helping me with the vacuuming, and my husband is helping me move this chest. This chest was so difficult to move. It is so heavy. We did put little sliders underneath of it, and then we realized, because some people are slow learners like us, we did realize that maybe emptying out this chest before we move it over onto the rug would be a better idea. I mean, it was really packed full, and I think the heaviest thing was a big container, a big wooden box full of a lot of horseshoes. Yeah, it was weighing down the chest pretty well. So right now, I'm just emptying out the chest. My husband is helping me, and of course, we have a little special guest helping decorate this time too. This is Riley, our granddaughter. She just turned 6, and she really wanted to help us do this porch. She said, "I can decorate this, Mimi, because I know how to decorate. I'm really good at it." So, how could you refuse that offer? So this is what we're doing right now. We're just emptying out the chest, putting things in different areas, and then I'm going to distribute them to where I want them afterwards.
There's a legacy between us. We grow, we go, but in the middle, time changes everything, and everything will change in time.
This is definitely teamwork at its best. My husband and I make a really great team. I was so glad that he was here to help me with this, because this is probably the worst part of doing the porch, is moving that chest. We don't leave it in front of the swing during the winter months because we do get a lot of snow, and just for weather purposes and preservation, we do move it up against the wall. Now on to the bed, everyone's favorite part of the porch. As I mentioned in the last video, this bed once belonged to my grandfather, so it's just really nice having that handed down to me. So we're going to change out the mattress pad, and I did get a new one and a little more updated. The other one was that plasticky kind and it would tear very easily, so this one is a little bit more updated, and I don't hear that plasticky sound on it. So that'll be nice to sit on it and not hear the crunching beneath you. So we're putting that on the mattress and getting that on the bed, and then Riley and I will get the bed made.
Baby, I'm stuck with a halfway heart. Slip away if I come too far. Pick me up when I'm in pieces. Oh, that halfway heart of mine is a rolling stone. Make me roll.
Before we actually put the sheets on the bed, we're going to give it a wipe down. It has been sitting here all winter, and even though it's been covered, I like to wipe everything down. So Riley asked if she could do this job. So I actually went in the house to grab all the bedding for the the bed, and she worked all by herself, and she did such a good job. And mind you, she talked to herself and sang the entire time she was doing this, so she's a pretty happy little girl, and she's a really great helper. To clean the bed, I am using the Theives cleaner. I just put it in a spray bottle and gave it to her, so she's just spraying that on a rag and wiping it down. Theives is safe, people. This is the best thing I can say, is it is a safe, all natural cleaner, and there wasn't anything in this that is going to harm her, nothing that she could breathe that would harm her lungs. So I really love using it. If it's something that you're interested in, I do have a link below. It's under my Young Living link. And like I said, it's not sponsored. None of my videos are sponsored. Theives cleaner is something that I always use in my home, and I love it. It works great, it's safe, and why wouldn't you want to use something that's safe for your children and your pets?
At home, halfway hard. Send a little love, I'll make it back.
This is a little table that I bought at an antique store, many years ago, and the tabletop part of it has some holes. It's just the way it's made, and I don't like having everything kind of fall through if you put something small on there, and really the surface of the table is quite small as well. So in order to make that a little bit bigger and a little bit more functional, I just inverted a crate over the top of it, and it works great. It changed the look of it, and I just love the contrast of the metal and the wooden crate on the top.
Smiling, we were young and drunk in love. A few years later, I have started thinking.
I love old boxes and bins and crates and things like that. I'm always on the lookout for them at antique stores and yard sales and auctions. They're just so neat and so fun to decorate with.
Chasing pavement on my own, 'cause you're here to stay every night and day. I'm delighted 'cause I got you.
I have always been afraid of changes, but you show me life is full of faces. Sometimes clouds got in our favorite places, but we were young and unaware.
Oh, I got you.
It's always great to have nice storage on your porch, and this is what I use this cabinet for. Nothing but storage, and I love it. And as you can see, it's a bit messy in there, a little disorganized, so maybe that'll be something I do in another video. Organizing my storage spaces. That actually is not a bad idea, because I have a lot of places that I use for storage that could really use some organization.
I got you. Rain got in my way before, pouring like a waterfall. I cried a million tears and more to find out where I belong. We're not young, but we're still free and running. And this day has never kept us bothering. Every day we dance and life's been smiling. We're not young, still drunk in love. Oh, I got you, there's no reason to chasing pavement.
I had to delete the audio to this clip because it was so bad, but I'll try to do a little voiceover. This is a little table that I actually shopped my home for, and that's the thing that I am always telling you: shop your home before you shop anywhere else, because you'll always find something in your home that maybe you're not happy with in one area, so you want to pull it out to another area, and that's what I did with this little stand. It's a perfect little spot to set your cup of tea or your cup of lemonade. It looks great in this area, and I love it. I have a lot of things that I use to decorate with, and you can see here I'm trying to decide, which one do I use and which one do I not use. I rotate everything. Some years I'll use one thing and other years I'll change it up and use something different, but that is the fun of decorating. I absolutely love doing this space, and this right here, I'm in my element doing this.
I'm telling you I'm here to stay, but looking at your castle, I'm pretty sure you're safe, but still afraid.
Okay, new day. I've had so many challenges trying to get this video done, it's not even funny. So, I went through my craft room. Yes, I know. I gotta show you that sometime because you would not believe the stuff that I have in there. But I did find some of this stuff and more stuff back there. Some stuff I've had before on the porch. Some stuff is new that I'm gonna put out. So I'm just gonna get busy arranging everything. And like I said before, shop your house before you shop anywhere else, because you will not find any place as inexpensive as shopping your own home. And today, everybody needs to save money. I know that today's life world, it's expensive. And if you can find things in your own home, move things around. And if you have something that's sitting in your room that you're thinking is not really noticed, like the stand that I put over by the rocking chair, wasn't really noticed in my bedroom. As a matter of fact, when I pulled it out, our granddaughter, who sleeps right next to it on a mattress on the floor in our room, said, "Mimi, where did you get that?" I said, "In my bedroom." I said, "Right next to where you slept last night." She goes, "I didn't see that in there. I didn't even like it in there." So, I mean, that tells you right there. Put stuff in other places. You know, move things around because they sometimes are more highlighted in another area and they shine better in another area. So hopefully this shines over by my rocking chair because I don't have anything else to put there. But like I said, shop your home, find things in your home, something hanging that you're tired of, you want to replace it with something else, maybe something you thought you didn't like and you wanted to get rid of it, like the shelf in my bathroom makeover. I was going to get rid of that shelf because I really did not like it where it was hanging in the hallway. But then I thought, well, I really need something on this bathroom wall. I don't feel right going out and buying something and spending money that I don't have just because I need something on that wall when I already have something that would probably be sufficient in this case. And it was. I love it there. I don't know why I did not think of it before, but it's perfect for that spot. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it above. Go watch it after you watch this one. Okay, so I'm gonna get started with rearranging and just putting things here and there. Yeah, so let's get started with that.
When
my sweetheart. When you're around, I feel the sparks takes me higher, sweetheart. Let me be close to you forever, ever, darling. You're my sweetheart. I will stay just to feel your heart pumping next to mine. Do you feel that I'm your missing part? That you're finally right? You got me out of this feverish dream. You are holding my hand. I have no clue, don't know what it means, but I know you'll understand. 'Cause when you're away, there's a hole in my heart. Feels like a deja vu.
Okay, so I remembered after I had everything else pulled out that I had something else that I had stored down in our basement. This is, I don't know what you would call this, but it's a frame for, like, I think it went into a window or a door or something. I wasn't using it. I don't even honestly remember where it goes. And the flag had some tears in it, but I didn't want to throw it away. So I thought, maybe I can do this with it. So this is what I did last year, and I'm going to hang it because this is the perfect spot. It's a big wall, and it just calls out for something to be hung here. So I'm going to get that up.
I know for sure you are my missing part. I know that you'll be you. 'Cause you're my sweetheart.
Now I have an empty space here. I think I have an item that I can put here that's in my basement that just might suit this space well. I'm going to go down and get it.
When you're around, I feel the sparks takes me higher, sweetheart. Let me be close.
What do you think? It's the perfect spot for our grandkids to color if they wanted to color in a coloring book or read a book or just draw. I know I have a couple granddaughters that love doing that. While I was down there, I did find this. Does anybody remember these? I may regret this, bringing this back up, but it belonged to my boys. I thought our grandkids would like it. So I'm going to put this right over here with the rest of their toys for them to discover.
You're my sweetheart. You're my sweetheart.
The porch is done for now. I say that because I'm always tweaking something. Let me show you around.
You can see in this little corner I have a birdhouse and a little candle. And I don't know, it's like a stone candle holder thing, but the candle's on a timer, so it'll come on when it's dusk. And then we have the porch swing. And I did do everything in kind of a patriotic theme because 4th of July is coming up. We just had Memorial Weekend, so that is why the theme is red, white, and blue. This little table, you saw me put it together. I bought it at a yard sale or an antique shop or something years and years ago. I put that crate on top of it, just inverted it and set it right down. It fit right on it, and it makes a great tabletop. So that's just an idea. If you ever wanted to do something like that, it works great. And we have our X's and O's, our nice outdoor game. The kids love this game. They play it all the time. And everyone needs a coffee table book. This is one that I often forget to take out because I have it put away and I never remember I have it, I guess. and some candles. These are just nice lanterns that just add a little ambiance in the evening. This old trunk used to be in a tack room in an old barn. And then we have this little table. This is the side table that I told you was in our bedroom. I just put a little bird feeder underneath of there. And then on top I have a little lamp. The lamp seems kind of low, so I'm probably going to be on the lookout for something a little bit taller. There's a lot of yard sales, I'm sure, going on this summer, so I will look into that. And a little basket filled with some firecrackers. DIY, those are just, what do you call those? Dowels, I guess. They're just dowels, and I painted them. Stripes, and you can see this one. And then stars. Tied some raffia, made a little flag to put on there, and just gave it a little patriotic theme. And then of course we have our outdoor pillows and outdoor fabrics so they don't mold or mildew in the rain, and a throw. And again, this is the little area. This little desk came out of a little schoolhouse that my sister now lives in, actually. It's a little 2-room schoolhouse, and we love that we have this desk. And this was an old jar that I found, just an antique jar. I don't know what was in it, but it fits perfectly in that hole and holds pencils for the kids. So it's the perfect little spot. And when little ones come, I can just quickly pull this whole thing out and they won't get hurt with those. And then, like I said, here is my other DIY project, the flag. I think it looks good there. I thought about painting that. It's coming off kind of yellow on here. It's not really yellow, it's wood. It's just completely unfinished pine, I believe. So it looks like it's yellow, but it's not. The frame is just pine. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll paint it. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll stain it. I don't know yet. And then over here, this is some fabric scraps, just remnants that I found at a, I don't know, it's a store that sells primitives and stuff, and she just had a bunch of rolled up pieces of fabric. She was selling them in bundles, and I thought they'd be great to make into projects, and this one makes the perfect runner without doing anything to it. This is a little box. I don't know, it says flavoring extracts, so I guess it's a little crate that must have come in at one time. And inside I have a jar filled with rice, and then I have some flags poked in there. And then this is an old train lantern, and I just have a candle lit in there. And don't forget, I need some advice on this. Would you paint it? Would you leave it as is? I don't know. I'm really not sure. So if you know, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. And here we have the kids' corner. They love coming out here and riding these toys out here. They pretty much live out here in the summer. They just love it. So I'm glad that they feel that way. Over here we have a little table and chair. And our granddaughter, the one that helped me do some of the decorating here, informed me that I need to put something on the top of this because her checkers were going through the holes, and she didn't like that. So I told her I'd find a little tablecloth to put on here so she wouldn't have that problem anymore. But we played checkers for quite a while last night. It was absolutely hilarious. It was so cold, and they stayed and had supper with us. She insisted on eating supper out here. I said, our food is going to be so cold, but she didn't care. So we sat in these chairs, the two of us, wrapped in blankets, eating our dinner. She just absolutely loves it out here. We have a little chair for a little person. This was actually a rescued chair that someone was throwing away. It's been with us since our kids were very small. It was actually one of them who saw it and just fell in love with it. So I'm glad we still have it. In this corner, I have a little light, and again, that one's on a timer as well, so it'll go on when it gets a little later here. And we have a box filled with just some old garden tools, and this is where I put some flowers. When the flowers come out a little bit better, because they're not out right now. An old rusty wagon wheel, and some horseshoes. This box is something that was in an old barn, and it's pretty old, so we just hang on to it. It's as is. I haven't moved anything in it, so it's nice to have. I love old. The trunk that it's sitting on, it's just, it's empty. It's just an old trunk that we bought at an antique store, and again, I like old things. And this bed was my grandfather's bed. I remember having to take naps on this bed when I was really small and I had stayed with my grandparents. I love that I have this bed and that it belonged to my grandfather. I have a picture above. Just a picture that was on clearance because I think it has a chip in it somewhere. I'm not sure, but that's just, you know, something that you can look for a lot of the time. I mean, you can't see that there's anything wrong with this picture. You literally cannot see where the little chip was. I just touched it up and it's as good as new. This is a $40 picture and I believe I paid $7.95 for it. And this is a little book, The Secret Garden. I got this book for a granddaughter many years ago. She's 10 now. I think she was 5 or 6. And we read this together. So I told our next in line granddaughter, she's 6, I told her that I would dig it out and read it to her. So I get that out, laying on the bed, ready for her. We have our USA pillow. And I have this cabinet with some little houses. There's a couple of them that are lit up. You can see it's pretty old. The paint's chipping off of it. I'm sure being on the porch is not a help to it, but I don't mind that it looks old and worn. Then we have a little birdhouse and a sign that I made out of it's just a piece of wood. When we were building our house, I was sending away for a lot of samples, wood flooring samples, and that was one of the wood flooring samples that they sent. Didn't cost me anything. I hung on to it and made a sign out of it. There's a lamp, and like I said, that shade is not going to stay. It's going to be changed out. So I am going to be on the hunt for a new shade. And the runner, that's one of the pieces of remnants that I had gotten at the little primitive store. So in this cabinet just stores decorations and things from season to season. And a friend made this birdhouse probably 12 or 15 years ago, and I still have it. We have a throw and another outdoor pillow on these rocking chairs. And these rocking chairs were marked down greatly. They're $74 a piece or $79 a piece. I want to say we paid $15 a piece. We bought 2 of them quite a few years ago. I want to show you this little candelabra. I don't even remember where I got this, but I thought it was so sweet. And for years I never had it put up anywhere. I just hung on to it. Just knew it had a home somewhere, but didn't know where. And then when we built this house, I knew it had to go here. So it sits just above the table, and it's perfect.
Thank you for watching today. And I do want to let you know that I will not have any videos out next week. We have some construction starting this week. So because of that, I am not going to be able to film. But I will be filming what we are remodeling. So stay tuned for that. And until next time.